Ravensbruck camp is known as Hell on Earth for women. Of the prisoners of this concentration camp, only a few remained alive. It's scary to realize the fact that their tormentors were also women. And one of these supervisors, Dorothea Binz, was only 19 years old. Ravensbruck was the largest women's camp in the Third Reich. More than 120,000 prisoners from all over Europe passed through it. Among them were both opponents of the Hitler regime from Germany itself, and women whom the Nazis considered unnecessary for society, Jews, prostitutes and homeless. At least 30,000 prisoners died. Some were hanged or gassed to death, but most died from malnutrition, disease and overwork. Dorothea Binz was born on March 16, 1920, in Templin, Germany. Her parents were not rich, so at the age of 15 she was forced to get a job as a dishwasher. In Hitler's Germany of the late 30s, Dorothea Binz could count on successful self-realization under the Nazi regime by joining the SS auxiliary units. Worthy applicants were selected there from the age of 17. There were two main categories of these divisions, SS Helferinnen and SS Kriegshelferinnen. The first category included signalmen, the second category, employees of other services necessary in wartime. The Nazi wardens of concentration camps belonged to the SS Kriegshelferinnen. Joining the SS auxiliary unit in 1939, Dorothea Binz began working in the kitchen at the Ravensbruck concentration camp. And 1 month later, the girl was appointed a concentration camp supervisor. Before you continue watching, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Of course, this is not necessary. The main thing is to be sincere. From the first day of the Second World War, Dorothea Binz served as a warden in the largest Nazi concentration camp for female prisoners, Ravensbruck. She worked under Emma Zimmer, Maria Mandel, and other bosses. I have already made videos about many of them. You can find them on my channel. The former dishwasher was not even 20 years old when she was appointed the head of the penal isolation camp. Imprisonment in this isolation cell for the guilty, as a rule, ended in death. In 1943, Dorothea Binz became the deputy chief warden. Tens of thousands of prisoners of Ravensbruck were subordinated to her. According to the stories of the surviving prisoners, Dorothea was characterized by extreme cruelty. She personally decided who would live and who would die. Dorothea Binz could not calmly walk past the prisoner, so as not to hit her. For this, the sadist always had a whip, stick or belt at hand. The force of Dorothea's blow, according to the prisoner's memories, was the same as that of a strong man. As a member of the command staff between 1943 and 1945, she supervised the training and assigned duties to more than 100 female supervisors. Dorothea Binz has reportedly trained many notorious violent female guards, including Ruth Closius. Systematic bullying, coercion to exhausting labor and targeted extermination of prisoners. Dorothea Binz took an active part in all these and many other war crimes together with the rest of the Ravensbruck staff. Approximately 3,500 women from SS auxiliary units served in Hitler's concentration camps. A number of concentration camps, such as Ravensbruck, Auschwitz-Birkenau, Mauthausen, Bergen-Belsen, either completely specialized in the maintenance and destruction of female prisoners, or had special branches for them, the staff of which also consisted mainly of women. Do not think that all women in Germany at that time were cruel. The Ravensbruck archives confirm that many new supervisors quit after seeing what they had to do. No one held them back, and it had no negative consequences for them. One of the prisoners of the concentration camp, talking about the female guards, recalled,
"I think they were ordinary people doing devilish things. I think many people are capable of this, even now. I think it can happen everywhere if people are allowed to do it."
Personal life. In Ravensbruck, Dorothea Binz met Edmund Brenning, an SS Obersturmführer and part-time adjutant of the commandant of the concentration camp. According to eyewitnesses, during romantic walks around the camp, the couple liked to watch the beating of women and laugh. The love story lasted until 1944, when Edmund Brenning was transferred to work in the Buchenwald concentration camp. How the man's fate turned out is unknown. According to German documents, he is considered missing. Perhaps he managed to escape from Germany after the end of the war. Arrest and execution. As the US and British soldiers approached the Ravensbruck concentration camp, it was decided to move the prisoners to another territory. At first, the prisoners were taken up by trains, then forced to walk. Such movements later became known as the Death March. On one of these marches, Dorothea Binz escaped. However, on May 3, 1945, she was captured by the British in Hamburg and placed in the Recklinghausen prison. As a result of the trials held in Hamburg from 1946 to 1947, 16 employees of the SS personnel of the Ravensbruck concentration camp were sentenced to death. Among them was 27-year-old Dorothea Binz, accused of war crimes. She confessed only to beating concentration camp prisoners. Dorothea asked for clemency, but the petition was not granted. On May 2, 1947, Dorothea Binz was executed in the Hamelin prison along with other convicts in other cases. The sentence was carried out by the famous executioner Albert Pierpoint, who, according to unofficial data, executed about 600 people, including the head of the camp guard at the Auschwitz concentration camp, Franz Hessler, the warden Irma Gries, and others. Most of them were war criminals.